Hello, my fellow gamers. This is Shadow from Shadow Online Gaming. It's something very different today, or tonight. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't normally record this late. It is currently 10 past 11 in the evening for me. But I've just installed this mod. I saw a video of it. I installed it, and I am just so hyped. And the ideas it gives me is for my channel and games and things like that. I just thought, screw it, get the mic on, get recording. We're gonna go through this in one go. It's gonna be a bit of a long video. But I'm really excited. Anyway, so this video I saw on YouTube, this mod, which must be one of the best mods ever made, is called Ultimate Chaos. And what it does is it adds, I believe it was 45? Yes, 40, was it 45? I think it was 45 new units for the Chaos faction and really buffs it up. The guy actually says that it breaks it compared to the other factions, but who cares, this is so cool. It was just a little project he was doing, I believe, just for the fun of it, just how Chaos should be, and I was just so excited while I've gone through it. It's like, I've got to do a video about this, about all the units and that. I mean, this is just the main selection of them. I've probably missed some, because I've not really played as Chaos, so I don't know fully what they've added and what's not. I just picked the ones that I know for certain. Like, obviously, I can only have one Lord, but there are different lords. Now, what's really good is it adds cultists and things like that, but it also adds factions, units for the four main gods: Nergal, Zeus, Slowness, and Khorne. Amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all these units. What I'll do is quickly go over like the things they might have and abilities. I'll get the stats on the page, but what will be best is I'm not going to go through them individually. If you want to see specifically numbers, pause the video on each unit, have a look, and go from there. So, this is the Cult Grand Master. He is, as it says there, a spellcaster, a demon summoner. So, ability, he has a weakness to fire. I assume that's his cloak and courage. Demonic pretty much, he's got target if undead. I assume this is how the modders got around being there's no demons in the actual game. The demons count as undead, and so they can be healed back up and brought back from the dead. I think is how he's done that. So that actually replenishes heat points. You've got breath, where he breathes fire, which lowers leadership and makes him burnt. What's that? Summon bloodletters or summon plague bearers. I mean, this is just the first unit. This is just the basics, so you can have a pure cult army. This is the commander for it. Absolutely amazing. So we'll go to and the work they've done, the modder, it's absolutely brilliant. So we'll go over to here now. These are Chaos cultists, so you can just have an army of proper cultists. Look at them. I'm so hyped about this. So these guys, as you can imagine, they've got a weakness to fire. I assume that's all their robes. They're expendable. So you can see the stats there. So these guys, oh, and you've got Chaos Undivided, and you have lords that in like the campaign you can give them specific marks, so you can kind of make them either undivided or specific to a god. As I said, I'll go over ideas I've got for this. There you go. I don't want to be going too long. So they are the Chaos Cultists. Next is Chaos Cultists with polearms. So they've anti-large, armor pierce. I mean, look at them. You can see you've used like the fanatics, and things like that for. I mean, you can see the stats. I don't really look at stats of units, like specific numbers, unless someone tells me or when I'm promoting them. So don't really look into that. Now here is cultists mounted. So you've got cavalry units for these guys. I'm just brilliant. So they're very fast. Because obviously they're just people, there's no armor on them or anything. Vanguard deployment, expendable, obviously. Again, these are all Kindle Flame. You know, so if you go up against these guys, fire is the way. So there. Now we're getting into the good stuff. And these are Norskin Berserkers. So you like your Vikings and that sort of theme and the Marauders. These are Berserkers. And oh, look at them. They look so badass. As you can tell, I don't normally do videos this late, and I don't do videos like this, but this is just so exciting. I need my viewers to see it, and I've got some ideas. So, and anti-large, frenzy, I believe that's just a normal frenzy. Immune to psychology because they're berserkers. I think that's actually an army thing. That's not. I think that might do a unit I've got. So we'll ignore the Kindle Flame for the moment because I think that's specific to a unit I've got, which we'll leave for the moment. Yeah. So a group of 90 of North. Then you've got Huskos, which are armored and shielded. Look at them. I'm gonna have so much fun with this mod. This is gonna, for me, bring chaos back. As I said, apparently they are. I don't know about the numbers in that, but apparently they're really broken against the other factions. But chaos should be better because they're blessed by the dark gods and that. It's just the way it should be. This is your Marauder Chieftain band. So these are the best of the best. Armored and shielded, armor piercing, fire weakness apparently. But that looks like a specific thing to them, not the Kindle Flame. But they've got missile resistance, that must be for the shield. So you can see there's 12 of them. What have we got here? We got the Chosen Swordsman, armored, armor piercing, anti-infantry, and melee expert. Oh, I didn't realize he's even done these. The Chosen Chaos are rightly fared, pierce and balance, wielding huge great swords. God damn, they are. Maybe I should. Oh, it might help if I had the Northern Chieftains only choose the best and most vicious of their tribe. You know what? I'll skip that for the moment because that's going to slow us right down. But the guys clearly put a lot of detail into this. He's got. What have they got? I'm gonna, yeah, so Chosen Swordsman there, so they're sword infantry. You've then got, obviously, if you've got any questions about these specific, like, oh, you missed this, or Shadow, can you just confirm that? I'm happy to load this back up, and I'll check the unit for you. So any questions regarding what's what, or anything, just let me know. So these are the Exalted Night with pole arms. I mean, look at them. Oh, I mean, against humans, they must come up to here. So these are armoured, armour piercing, anti-large, and charged defence against large targets. And they've got a charge, yeah. So, absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Exalted Knights of Poe Arms. You then have, oh, I like it, the Fallen Knights of Chaos. So these obviously are people that have, yeah, who are proper knights and then they fail. They cause fear. They're armoured and shielded and they're anti-infantry. Yeah, I mean, look at them. Now, I believe I have got another mod on, which gets the Chaos Knight horses bigger. I don't know if it affects these or not. So, yours might differ. I don't even know if I've got that mod on, but if I have, it might differ to this. Now this. It's a Forsaken Giant. It's not just any giant. It's a giant that's Forsaken. I mean, that's amazing. Anti-infantry causes terror and frenzy. It's a giant with frenzy, fellow gamers. Frenzy. It causes fear, causes terror, immune to psychology, and frenzy. It's immune to... Oh my... Oh dear. It's... I mean... Well, it's got over 50% health, which giants normally do. Weapon damage, melee charge, and immune to psychology. It's immune to... And it's a siege attacker, because that's a normal giant. I love this mod. What have we got here? We've got Chaos Boat Throwers with Chaos Dwarves as the crew. Can't run, siege attacker, yep, armor piercing missiles. Like I said, you can see the stats there. Specifically for the fin. And here we have Chaos Chariots. Now I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure normal Chaos Chariots were not in the game. They might have been, I just never noticed. They might have been actually. So I'll skim over them, because the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure Azrio said about they're in there. Now here, and this is where it gets special. These are the 4 heroes, the lords, the champions. So you've got Khorne. I mean, look at the oh, brilliant. Yes, and this guy has put a lot of effort into this, and he should be applauded for it. So he's armoured and shielded, anti-infantry, and damage a dealer. What's he got? Encourage, immune to psychology, frenzy. Now, this is a new one for the followers of Khorne. It is the Endless Frenzy. It is constant. It never goes. It gives him plus 12 damage, 8 melee attack, 8 charge bonus, and immune to psychology. And that is constant. Unlike the other frenzy, that if it goes leadership goes below 50, it's disabled. That never goes. And I assume with that full health, they get both, which is insane. I mean, weapon damage 12. Okay, so melee attack 8. Melee attack 8. So it gets you plus 16 melee attack. Wards at full health, and when it goes below 50%, he just gets the normal plus 8. Heroic killing blow. Deadly onslaught. And kill main burn. So this is, it targets itself as an augment. It imbues fire damage. And for 30 seconds, it has plus 50% weapon damage, plus 50% melee attack, and plus 50% charge bonus. Because blood for the blood god. I love this. Stud the onslaught, yeah, and kill main burn. Right, so that's Khorne. We now have Nergal. As I said, this is a bit of a long video, but I don't care. So he's armoured, anti-infantry, poisoned attacks. Because he's Nergal. Look at the scythe he's got. Absolutely amazing. So, what does he do? This one, he causes fear. I assume that's because you don't have to directly fight him. I mean, does he cause fear? No, he doesn't. This, I assume, is probably because you don't even have to fight him to die. So he's got Cloud of Flies, which is a constant effect around him, which lowers enemies' attack, melee attack by 6. Swarm of Flies is a constant hex, which affects enemies in range, lowers their melee attack by 12. Hang on, does that? I'm just trying to work out that stream of corruption. Cloud of Flies, Swarm of Flies. Okay, so he's got both apparently. I can't even read that. Some sort of explosion of pus. Duration 6 seconds. Target around self. It recharges if engaged. What its effects? It causes magical damage as a large explosion area, strong reason multiple combat, such as the founders and the creature that its form cannot contain the filth revenge, so he literally explodes. Yeah, that's that, isn't it? No, that's something else. He regens. And he's got the Stream of Corruption. Now, what's the Stream of Corruption? It's a breath attack, magic weapon, which is poison, which does, as you can see, all those stats there. That's a lot. So he could do that just before he charges. But he's got regen, which is mad. And his armor, look, 2,841. Big guy like that. This guy, he's not got a shield or anything. 3,000. The guys of Nergal have stupid amount of attack. So we've got the champion of Slowness now. He's armored. Armor Piercing and Duelist. Nothing really special about this one, unfortunately. I guess it's the fact that, well, these guys, he's good at killing, he's good at affecting the mass. This guy goes in and kills characters, I would have thought, in a duel and slaughters them. And then Zinch, I'm just a disclaimer, I am a fan of Zinch over any other god. Because I'm manipulative in real life, so, and I believe, you know, knowledge is power and all that. So, he's armoured and shielded. Innate spell creature. This creature has an innate ability to manipulate magic through non-traditional means. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Flaming attacks and magical resistance. So, obviously, he's got magic resistance of 25, a missile resistance of 15. Sorcerous Boats. So it's magic missile, causes magical damage, strong features a single combatant, good against large combatants, good from a high angle, pull penetration. So that'd be, say, giants, I assume, with not much armor and that. Wouldn't be good against Arachnorok, as we know they're 150. And then Zinch's Firestorm. It's a bombardment, lasts for 9 seconds, affects allies in the area, causes magical damage, large strike area, weak features. 90 plus magic resistance. So it actually helps your allies be resistant to magic. So if someone's just about to do like a big bombardment, you just do that, boom, and it stops them, if I'm reading that correct. So he can build a magical shield. That's amazing. Now what we're going to do, am I right in thinking? Yes. So what we're going to do now is we've been through the lords, we've been through the standard stuff, we're now going to go specifically into the races, the gods. So Zinch is first, and these are the bringers of change. Very nice. So they're Hellbird infantry, they're armoured, melee expert, flaming attacks, and magical resistance. Yeah, no, that's fine. They cause fear, and they have a magical resistance of 50%. So if you combine that with the commander, pretty much magic does not affect them. They just dispel it. They wave their hands, and Zinz dispels it. So they just don't care. That is so much blue. Then we have the Warriors of Zinz, and this is just the Chaos Warriors with their 20% magic resistance. Need to point out they have flaming attacks. Do they have flaming attacks? They do, and that's anti-large, isn't it? I believe so. Yes, so they've got anti-large. These guys have shielded 55%. So they've got these big silver shields, armored, shielded, flaming attacks, magic resistance. Yeah, no kidding. And then you have the Zinz Knights, which are like, I mean, they are just possessed sorcerers on horseback. They are amazing. Flaming attacks, magic resistance, shielded, anti-infantry, armored and shielded, as you can see all here. So that's the main thing about Zinz, is magic resistance. They all cause fear, and they have flaming attacks. So undead should be terrified of Zinz. Trolls should be terrified of Zinz. It is quite scary. I believe the cavalry is always the end of the unit. So that is all the Zinz unit. Who's next? It is Slowness. With Slowness's Blessed, which are armored, piercing, damage dealing, melee expert, and intoxicating error. The unit exudes an aura of pleasure during dulling the senses of those nearby and slowing their reactions. Intoxicating arm lowers the enemy speed by 15, and the range of that. Yeah, it's just the guys in combat pretty much. Yeah, as you can see, they don't have much. I think Slowness isn't that big a one. I think he has the least units. Well, I say that actually. You got the Lancers of Slowness. Oh, sorry, I should point out they are sword infantry. These are spear infantry. The Lancers of Slowness. I mean, look at the detail in this armor, though. The patterns and things like that. Slowness has some of the prettiest armor. I think that's the point that they stand out. But they've got magic. Oh no, charge bonus against large. Yeah, because they're spear infantry. Armor piercing spears. I don't think many are spear and armored and shielded. So these guys are damn tough. With their 55, like I said, you might go, that seems really imbalanced. It's meant to be. It's just the silliness of chaos in this mod. So we must move on because time is getting on. But you have the Warriors of the Nest. Now these are just the Chaos Warriors equivalent. They've had the stats slightly changed and things like that. I mean, the armor piercing. I don't know if the normal Warriors are armor piercing, but these guys are. So yes, but if you want a whole army in pink, this is the way to go. Oh, and Slowness also is the only one of 2 cavalry units. So you got the Knights of Slowness, and these are just the Chaos guys. They cause fear. They've got armor piercing. They're very nice. Look at that. I mean, look at that helmet in that. I'm really impressed with what this guy's done. And then you've got these guys, the Riders of Slowness. Now these are throwing spearmen, so they're fast cavalry with throwing spears. They're very fast, armor piercing, shielded. I mean, also this guys, they're really fast, and they slow down the enemy as well. So they're all about, yeah, speed and hitting the first. Next is Nergal, and yes, we have the Nergals afflicted. These are zombies. How cool is that? I mean, to be fair, he didn't have to mod too much, but the fact that they're all color coded looks great. Regeneration. Yeah, because obviously they're Nergal's expendable regen. I mean, look at the health, 9,450. I mean, there's 150 guys there. It's probably the biggest unit here in numbers, but still, that is a ridiculous amount of people. I love that. It's like me, well, in about half an hour time or morning. So, what's next? You have the Warriors of Nergal. So these are armored and shielded, and they've got a Cloud of Flies ability. What's the Cloud of Flies? It lowers enemies within range. Their melee attack goes down by 3. So not only do they have stupid amount of health, but they lower your attack. And I mean, I need to look at some of the shields, the designs, and the really Nergalian. Yeah. Good old Papa Nergal, we all love him. Next is the Plague Reapers of Nergal. Look at them with all their scythes and very big horns. They've got the Swarm of Flies, which is low melee by 3. They've got poisoned attacks. These are great axe infantry. I've been forgetting to do that, haven't I? I think these are just axe infantry. Sword infantry, yeah, missile cavalry, heavy cavalry. That's my phone going. So Plague Reapers of Nergal, Armor Piercing, Anti-Large, Poison Attack, Swarm Flies, which is the one that though is the stuff down. Next you've got Plague Bearers of Nergal, which are just redone tros. But I don't care because they're brilliant. They're weak against armor. But they're demons. And they are poison attack. So let's have a look. They cause fear. Immune to vigor. So it has no effect on them. Immune to psychology. The undead. That's obviously to do with they well, it makes sense actually because they don't really break, but if the demons start getting beaten, they'll lose their connection to the world and get sucked back into the warp. Crumbling. Yeah, okay, so that's how the guy's done it. Disintegrating. And Swarm of Flies. So yeah, that's how he's done them, which I think is brilliant. You then have, yep, they have Plague Cannons. Oh yes. Putrid Rot. It's just a magic missile. And Nergal's Rock can worm its way into anything. What if it could be used to coat the ammunition of Plague Cannon? So that's what they've done, is they actually rub it all with this horrible rot plague and send it in. So armor piercing missiles, good range, poisoned attack. It's a cannon, they're poisoned. That's insane. So, and then you've got the Knights of Nergal. So they've got the Swarm Flies, they cause fear, they're anti-infantry, they're armoured and shielded because they're knights. I mean, I love these little, you know, I mean, I believe that's the Savage Orc axe there, but he's really, like, gone to town with this, really detailed. I think we're nearly done, gamers. I'm going to try and get this video up tonight because I'm just so hyped. So you got the Followers of Slaughter. Now, I believe this is a Khorne unit. I could be wrong. I apologise if it's maybe a neutral unit, but I believe they're great sword infantry. They have frenzy and anti-infantry, weak against armour. But this is why I thought they were Khorne, because they have frenzy. So they're great swords with frenzy. Just let that sink in for a moment. But they just look so cool, like secret coats and all that. And then you've got the Warriors of Khorne. Now these are so red, so pretty. They've got frenzy. Unfortunately, I don't think they have the they're immune to psychology, anti-infantry, armored shield, frenzy. These are axe infantry. I've been forgetting to mention what type of unit they are, but I'm sure you can just read that and pause it if you want more details. So they're there. These are the Skull Takers of Khorne. So they are knights with giant axes, great axe infantry, they're armor piercing, anti-infantry, and this frenzy, we all know about that, and unbreakable. So the end this frenzy is it never breaks, it just never goes, it's always there. They're immune to psychology, they're unbreakable. So these guys, you could have an army of, I mean there's 16 a unit, but you could have an army of them and they would just hack through anything and will never break. That is terrifying. I need them in my life. Then we go to the Flesh Hounds of Khorne. Look at these guys. Yeah. So what are these? Anti-infantry, very fast, scaly skin and demon. They cause fear. They're immune to vigor. They're striders. So they ignore terrain pretty much. Immune to psychology. Undead. That's obviously to do with the rules. And frenzy as well. Very, very nice. Then we have the Bloodletters of Khorne. Now, I know these are just beastmen painted pink, but I don't care. It fits. It works. These guys are monstrous infantry. Okay, I mean, they're... Didn't actually look at that. War beasts, and these are monstrous, so they're big guys. Anti-infantry, damage dealer, frenzy and demon, cause fear, immune to vigor, and then you've got all the undead stuff. And, of course, endless frenzy. So these are big guys with endless frenzy. Oh dear. And of course they don't break either. They'll just start crumbling, getting sucked back into the warp. And of course then we have the Knights of Khorne, which are armoured and shield, anti-infantry, cavalry with frenzy. Why wouldn't you? Cause fear. I'm just so hyped. And yes, we have a bloodthirster, fellow gamers. A monstrous infantry bloodthirster. I couldn't believe when I saw this. It's a monstrous infantry of armor piercing, damage dealer, greater demon. So greater demons are strongest of their kind and resistant to most attacks. Greater demons never break, although they will lose stability if beaten in combat. Makes sense. They've bonus features infantry, bonus features... This guy kills everything. Okay, now look at all those abilities. So ward save 30%. Any type of damage is reduced by 30%. Any damage. Missile resistance 50. So hang on, if they're combined, you can't shoot this guy. Every shot will only do 20% of the damage it's meant to do, because Khorne does not go with that. Fire weakness, I don't know if that's the army thing. Siege attacker, well, yeah, causes fear, causes terror. Encourage, I'm not surprised. Immune to vigor, immune to psychology. Mighty knockback, causes extra damage and knocks enemies back. Ended, yeah, we know about those then. First for slaughter. Activate if enemy presence and ability range. So if they're within... What's the range? Does it say? Don't think it does. But if they're in range... 70 meters. Then it pluses 12 leadership, plus 20 speed, and becomes immune to psychology. Because it just has to kill. It's got frenzy, of course. It's got endless frenzy on top of that. You've then got heroic killing blow, which is an ability it does in itself, where weapon damage goes up by 22%, and armor piercing damage up by 36%. Deadly onslaught, stand or die. You know, if he said you got stand or you would die, I could believe him. And this kill, main, burn. So yes, he can do that, and he will destroy everyone. Now, you may have noticed a mighty shadow that's cast over this guy. Yeah. Glorunch, the first Chaos Dragon, is an option for this army. Yes, and I'm pretty sure it's just a normal Chaos Dragon. Well, it would be. They have a fancy paint job. There's no one sat on it, because who dares sit on this thing? So a load of sword stuck into his back. Very nice. So this is the first Chaos Dragon, or their representation of it in this army. So you got armoured, armour piercing. It's a dragon that's a melee expert, and it's very, very fast. He's got misery resistance 25, magic resistance 25. I don't know what that whole fire weakness is. But causes fear, causes terror, courage, resilient vigor, and a mighty knockback. This guy scares me. I mean, speed 180, charge bonus, weapon strength 615. I mean, I've not been looking at the stats. I don't look at the stats of a new unit, but I'm sorry. But if normally they're like between like 50 and 100, and there's one that's 615, someone please comment below. Is this broken? So there you go. This is the Chaos Army. I probably have units missing. I mean, you got the Lords. I could only have one Lord, which obviously I picked the Bloodthirster. Yeah, the Chaos Dragon isn't a Bloodthirster, so you can have him with every army. Whoop, whoop. Yes, I did just do that. Professionalism out the window at this point. This is really exciting. I'm going to try and get this video uploaded as quickly as possible. So yeah, this is Ultimate Chaos. I'll have a link to the Steam page for the mod in the description. And this is how I'm going to wrap it up pretty much. First of all, I might do a Chaos campaign playthrough with this, because yes, you can play this in the campaign. I'm thinking of burning down the Empire with, you know, we could build 4 armies. You guys can advise, but build 4 armies, 1 for each god, and I'll burn the Empire down with this overpowered Chaos Force. I think that'd be a nice, fun little series. So yes, pretty much, I'm saying that I will be doing a campaign play. I know it's not encroach online gaming, but I don't care. I think the idea of playing this on hard on a campaign would just be too much fun. So yeah. Also, there's 4 gods. There's me. And who are the people I played against? Azrael Jericho, Janet on occasion, Pharaoh a War. If you 3 are watching this, I have an idea. Yeah, so if you're watching this video, comment below if you've seen it. I think you kind of know where I'm going with this. I think we should all pick a god and fight for the glory of that god. We all pick an army and we make an army, chaos armies that are fit to that theme, to that god. And all 4 of us would do like a tournament style where we all play against each other, 1-on-1. Don't know if it should be maybe a best of 3. We could probably do that in a single video purely because Obviously, once we could use the same army, something like that. We'll work out the thing. So, Azrael, Jericho, Gen on occasion, Pharaoh War. If you three are watching this video, and why aren't you? So the support, I challenge you to a battle of the gods to gain glory for our Chaos God. Khorne, Nergal, Slowness, and Zeus. If you accept this challenge, you must comment below. And what we do is we'll figure out the gods, things like that, and how the format of this tournament. And I'm sure the subs and viewers will absolutely love this idea. And I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm so hyped about this idea of, so I'm going to get started soon on a campaign. Probably start that tomorrow, playing as the Chaos Gods. And obviously, if I can get these 3 other guys into the game and get this mod, we'll do a little tournament of the Chaos Gods. Why is people have used this mod and yet no one's come up with this idea? Why not? So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for joining in on this very unusual video for Shadow Online Gaming. I'm just too hyped and had some great ideas, and I just had to get them out there. So if those 3 guys could let me know, and obviously you guys are viewing it, if you like the sound of this idea of a tournament with us 4, as the Chaos Gods, as well as me doing a campaign playthrough, let me know below, comment, like, and if it's something that, I'm new to the channel, that sounds amazing, click that subscribe button and then you'll find out if we actually do it and you get told when you have a video. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there because I've been going on far too long and I want to get this video online as soon as possible. I'd like to thank you all for joining in and I hope to see you next time. Till then, take care.